What's up, guys? We've got a fun little project today. We're going to be replacing a few of these window seals, and what we're going to be using is just some normal butyl tape. This is like a 1/4 inch, quarter inch. It's like 1/2 inch or maybe 3/4 inches wide. This is how pretty much all RV windows are sealed from the factory. But what we're going to be doing, we're going to be replacing this one window first, and then I'm going to start working on these slide windows. And then this one has a small slide window right here. I just haven't opened up the slides yet. But first window we're gonna do is this one here. And yeah, let's get started. So I don't have a helper to hold the window, and you really don't have to do this, but I'm gonna do it just for, you know, the safety aspect of it so the window doesn't fall out. But yeah, just put a little bit of painter's tape or something on the top of the window, just in case, if you don't have somebody to help you hold it. This one, like I said, it is held on by butyl tape, so I mean, once you take off the screws, it shouldn't come off. But yeah, just a precaution. All right, now this is going to be the inside of the window. So after you tape up the outside, go around into the inside, and y'all's are going to be a little bit different depending on your RV. But mine's a 06. I have these old window valances, and they're just held on by 2 screws right here. One goes into the wall, and then one screws into the valance. I'm just gonna take this one off that screws into the valance, and then there's another one up top, and then same thing on the other side. And so let me set this up. So yeah, once you take off those 2 screws, I guess 4 screws total, then the window valance should come off. But just like that, mine comes straight off. And then what you're left with is just your normal window. And what you'll see is you have these screws. I don't know how well you guys can see. There you go. You have screws all the way around it. And so what you're going to want to do is just take off those screws, and then, like I said, make sure either somebody's holding the outside or you know, you have a piece of tape holding it on. But fairly easy. All right, all the screws are out. There's a bunch of screws, probably like 20 of them. So everything on the inside is completed. You don't need to do anything else. Now what we need to do is go on the outside and climb back up on the ladder. All right, now we're back on the outside of the window. What I recommend is getting you like a plastic putty scraper or putty knife and just basically jamming it up in between the frame and the RV. And you're basically just trying to break loose all the old butyl tape that they used. I'm gonna have to set you guys on the ground while I do this, because it is a little bit tricky on the ladder, and hopefully you guys will still be able to see it. So got this window out. It was actually not held on by butyl tape, which is odd, but it just has a little tiny foam gasket, and this is a whole nother reason why you really want to change these things out, especially if you have an older RV, and you want to change them out before it starts leaking, because once you have water in the walls, very hard to fix that problem. But yeah, so we're just gonna scrape all this off using like a razor blade and some sort of adhesive remover. It's also not adhered well either. You can see the whole thing just peels right off. And it's literally left nice and clean. I might have to scrape some of this little film stuff off, but not too bad. Didn't take but maybe 2 minutes to pull off this whole entire gasket. All right, guys, now you're gonna get your butyl tape once you've cleaned off and wiped down and everything. you're going to get your butyl tape and you're going to apply it all the way around this edge. And it doesn't matter, don't worry if it overhangs a little bit, because you can always trim it, you know, once it's dry and everything. So that's not going to be a big deal, don't worry about that. I actually personally I like to see it ooze a little bit whenever I tighten up the window, and then that way I know that it's where it needs to be. Alright, and then whenever you get down to the last little bit, you can cut it. Yeah. And then finish wrapping it. But just get you a plastic razor blade and just scrape off the mating surface where your window's gonna be. Make sure it's nice and clean. Right here's silicone. The razor blade will get it off, but definitely harder than if it didn't have it. All right, so anyway, finish scraping this off, and then you're gonna get your wax and grease remover or your alcohol, and you're gonna wipe down the mating surface. All right, guys, so I got the window, got the paper off of the adhesive. All right, guys, now you go back inside and you line up these holes, put all these screws back in, and then put your valance back on, or your window shade, whatever it is, and then tighten it all up. And they're all tightened up evenly, nice and snug, and I'll show you guys how it looks on the outside. All right, guys, and this is the outside once it's all tightened up. And as you guys can see, once you tighten it, all this stuff kind of spews out a little bit all the way around. Some, you know, some of it's a little bit more than others, just depending on how you laid it. Take that tape off. And so what I recommend is after a week or two, once it's you know, sitting in the sun and this stuff's kind of getting dry, you can come back around with a plastic razor blade and just trim off the excess, because if you try to do it now, it's just super pliable and it's really hard to get off. And then if you want, just for added precaution, you can go back around the sides and the top with some like ProFlex clear silicone. Don't ever do the bottom, but you could do all the way up the sides, the top, and then back to the bottom corner there. And then if water ever did get in, at least it can still drain out the bottom of the window there. But yeah, guys, hope this video helped, and let me know if you guys want to see any other how-to videos. This winter I do plan on adding a mini split to this RV and taking out the basement air conditioner. So if you guys are interested in that or want to see that, hit the like button and let me know in the comments, and then I'll be sure to film that process too. But all right, guys, well, see you in the next video. Peace.